Hey, I'm Mo from Mo Rides a Moped, and welcome to my vlog. I'm here today to talk about the word beta. So beta was a word that I first heard once while I was rock climbing. It was probably my second or third time rock climbing at the tender age of like 23. And somebody said, hey, do you want some beta for this rock wall? And I was like, I don't know what that is, but sure, I'd love some beta, thinking it was maybe, I don't know, like a candy bar or something cool like that. It turns out what beta is information that somebody gives you on how to ascend a rock climbing route or going up the wall in a way that helps you achieve it more easily, more quickly, with a little bit more confidence. I looked up on Google what is beta, and there were a bunch of different definitions. None of them were related to rock climbing. The very top one that I saw was about the stock market. So beta, according to Google, is the relative risk that one stock has compared to all the others. And I thought this was kind of an interesting definition because we're talking about the specific information about one route or one experience or one adventure. And so let's take beta for a minute and not just apply it to rock climbing where it's most commonly used, but any type of experience that you might have, plan, and want to do outside. Beta is important so that you can be prepared for whatever adventure you decide to do. So part of beta is knowing what you're capable of, what you need to bring with you, and what are your self-expectations when going into a particular adventure. One of my absolute favorite places to mountain bike is Utah. They have incredible trails, incredibly sunny weather, particularly in the spring and the fall. It's a great time to go mountain biking there. And on top of that, I have a couple great friends that live there that always provide me with wonderful information. So oftentimes I'll go and I'll have an idea of 4 or 5 rides that I want to do. I've looked at my Trailforks app, I've looked at Google, I have a map of the area, but then I go and I grab a beer with my friend and I say, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And she usually is able to kind of break down and say, oh, I know that you like this type of thing, why don't you try this ride? Or recommend an extra secret loop that maybe is not on the Trailfork. They usually try to add it later just to help give back to the overall mountain biking community if I try something new and it's successful. And that type of information I really, really love. I love the way that I can connect and communicate with other people, and then at the end of it, come back and tell them how the ride was. So different types of ways to find this type of information. Luckily, because of Google and other kind of internet search engines, you can look up this information and actually try to find out based on what other people have posted on the particular like route. There's an app that I use called Trailforks for mountain biking. There's also Map My Ride, which a lot of people know from Map My Run, and there people have kind of crowdsourced particular information about the length of trails and how long it has taken them to complete it. Visitor centers, if you're traveling, also work great for this type of information, and they'll have maps. And now I love maps because I feel like sometimes my phone dies or I might not have GPS service. The map always helps me orient to where it is I want to go, and it's kind of a fixed resource that you can have in your pocket or in your backpack. And the rangers, don't be afraid to talk to them. They love talking to people. That's part of the reason they're in this industry. They can give you information about the wildlife and the plant life. You can even say where's the best place to watch a sunset, and they'll give you that type of information. I know once I was at Joshua Tree and looking for a very specific type of hike, and after talking to the ranger, he said, well, let me give you one that I don't recommend to everybody. He said there's this part of Joshua Tree that's being currently reclaimed by New Wildlife because of a burn that happened there. And I went, and it was just absolutely incredible because it's something that I'm very interested in, which may not have appealed to everybody, but through talking to him, I got this very specific detailed information that made for a very special hike for me to do that day. So beta, in a nutshell, is information that you get about a particular ride or hike. It's information that comes from the community, that's generated by multiple community members and comes in kind of a digestible form for you. And so I encourage you, after you do a ride or a hike, to try to generate even more beta to make that experience better for people that do it after you. So come back, talk about your ride, talk about your hike, and make beta happen for the entire community. Thank you for being here with me. I'd love to hear about a particular piece of beta that made a trip really, really happen for you. Tell me about it in the comments or find me anywhere online at Mo Rides a Moped. See you. I don't like saying a ride or a hike every single time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adventure.
Adventure. Thanks. Adventure!